and for us to cover like those questions that you might have?
For me, I'm not that familiar with the sales regulations. I know where to find them, but honestly, I cannot tell you anything about it. I remember that last year I had a meeting about that, but that was related to the CRXP, so that's not relevant anymore, I guess.
Okay. And did you get yourself updated with Anhi or Pauline about the Compendium task force that they participated on Ghent?
No.
Okay, no worries. That's also okay. That's
I
the
guess.
idea of this first call.
Okay.
Aloha. I think you froze. I know you're there. Cool. So I want to know as well from you, Aloha, what do you know so far about the, I'm pronouncing your name badly, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's
correct.
Alois.
Alois, sorry.
Alois.
You know that
Alois.
we learned in French classes that you shouldn't pronounce the S. So I really took it seriously. Sorry.
It's not a French name. I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
It's Alois.
Alois. Okay.
Alois.
Sorry for that. So, tell me, what do you know about the Compendium Task Force, just for us to have a sensing on where do we stand right now as part of this subchapter, and then I can go through the topics.
So I'm taking part. I'm part of the this chapter 9 regulation. So it's the financial model. So to do right now.
Okay, cool. So me and Marcos, we are part of the, like we're leading this part of the subchapters. I'm gonna share the screen with you guys. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'll try. 1 second. Ah, cool. I'll just share this one. So now you're gonna see what I see. Basically, the screen of the Hangout, and now you can see yourself as well.
Yeah.
Not here. So this image here represents what was discussed during the Compendium Task Force, which happened during Operation Summit. So on the same day that I had the space with the ICXers, and if I'm not wrong, that was the same day of finance as well. The LCPs and other people as well that were interested had a space with Valina to cover the part of the Compendium Task Force and the beginning of the conversation of OD. So that was like beginning, well, middle of February. That's when it all started about, okay, yes, indeed, we need to change our Compendium because it's super not updated. And like, there are certain things that don't actually support or guide us, which is what a Compendium is for. So as you can see over here, we have chapters. We divided ourselves into MC member that is like leading the project. Oh, you cannot see me anymore. I'm like doing gestures with my hand. Anyway, so there we have MC members that are leading the project. We have LCPs that are part of the sub chapters as well. And this was all decided together, which was amazing. I wasn't particularly part of this space because I was with the ICX track, but I heard that it was really cool because the LCPs basically had the idea of like, let's divide ourselves, let's include our members, and let's include our EBs as well, so that we can get like more insight from people that are actually there in the field. Here you can see like everyone that is divided on the subchapters and everything. So basically we're working to achieve all of this 17 updates on the compendium. So it's a lot of work. We're dividing ourselves equally so that it's not like too much for no one, for anyone. And Marcos, if there is anything that you would like to add, to build upon, maybe if I'm missing something, just let me know.
Sure.
And I'll also add here, I have the output. Oh my God, the output of the Compendium Operations Task Force that was created during Operation Summit. So like there is everything here about everything that was discussed. I'll send you all of this information. So the image that I previously showed you, I'll send you guys as well. And I'll send you this output because it can be very useful for you to know like how was the conversation and how did everybody started talking about it and division. It's a very simple file, as you can see. Like it only has 6 pages because it's like really really basic. So this is a little bit of how all of us discussed. Since I'm also in charge of other two sub chapters, I can share with you what we, how do you say, what we agreed in other sub chapters. But I want to know so far if everything is clear or if there's anything that you would like to know.
Oh, it's clear.
All clear?
It's
Cool.
clear.
Marcos, is there anything that I maybe forgot to add? Just checking.
No, for now I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So, oh my God. So for the sales regulation, the idea that we have is, well, um, right now there are the ER principles, which I think that now would be interesting. Maybe Marcus can share a little bit of your experience with ER principles and what we would like to
Hmm.
do with it in Belgium, and how we would like to, like, we can share all of this material, this content, so that all of us, we can have like this week to read how the subchapter looks like in the compendium and the ER principles, and then we can start like field research, basically. But then Marcos can share a little bit about the ER principles, just to have like more insight from a different perspective.
Yeah. So guys, first of all, good night. Sorry, I was having some issues to get in. But nice to see you guys. So, ER principles. Basically, what the ER principle does is regulate, as we have as a topic, so sales regulation. So, understand how it works the sales process within the entity. Understand the relationship between the entities who are selling. So, imagine that we have LC selling, LC selling to another LC. We have market segmentation in which we have to approach. We have also OD model, which is something bigger that is being built by the LCPs with the MC. So this is something to take into consideration as well. Relationship between MC and LCs. For example, I come from Brazil, and basically MC in Brazil, we work mainly in São Paulo, which is our biggest city and the city which the MC is based on. The MC in Belgium is based in Brussels, but do sales in the Flanders and Wallonia is like, it's simple, it's possible. So how do we deal with that? So we need to have a lot of empathy and a lot of, how can I say, we need to be very, very smart when it comes to how we're going to regulate this, because the idea is not have a bureaucratic process, but actually a fair process and a process that allows Belgium to receive Isaac better, and how can Isaac in Belgium can be more relevant for Belgium through the market segmentation, through the sales, and so on. So basically, this is what we have to do when it comes to regulations. Uh, for this, I think it's gonna become more clear in your mind when you read other ER principles and the global compendium as well. We have the one pager of ER principles that AI has with the MC. So I think it's clear when it comes to sort of regulations that we can think of. And I think after that, it's going to become clear also how can we, because we are from the entity, we can have some other examples that we can input. I think overall, this.
Yeah. So basically, right now, what we would like to share is for us to have, like, I can share with you, well, our compendium, you guys already have access. I can share with you the ER principles so that you guys can have access to that as well. I believe you already do, but just as double check, I can send you the link or the attached file to make sure that you have the updated version. I mean, we didn't change anything during our term. It was the last changes that was done was during MC Nexus. Um, and Marcos can send the one pager of the global one from ER principles, and then you guys can have like all of this content, and like we can start like researching and understanding, and how can we know as well how can we do things. Also, one thing that I would build upon is that we did, like Lynn, you know about it, the steering team that we started. Like the idea was for us to have like a steering team. In the end, it ended up being me and Kosar, but it was very productive. I think that I have content to share. So very simple content, and do not expect like graphs or statistics or anything like that. But I think it can be very useful because like we researched Belgium as more a country, so Wallonia, Flanders, and Brussels, as well. Like if you have anything to add, especially like uh, COSAD has a better knowledge on the Wallonia region, and I am an external and international, so I try to put as much knowledge and understanding in all of the regions. But I think that that can help us to see where do we stand, what are the opportunities that we see in the market, and as well like basic trends or cities that are growing, when do we expect them to grow or something like that, that maybe would be interesting to take into account. It's very simple ppts, so I can share them all with you, so don't be scared about the amount of files that I'm going to be sharing. But I think that that can be very helpful for us to like have the knowledge, and then we can have another call next week to like see, okay, where do we stand, what did you understand, take notes of all of your questions. Like the more questions you have, actually the better, because like that's how we can brainstorm and create like an actual sub chapter for sales regulations. And I think that that would be the best way for us to take it forward. Now I can pass it to you to questions that you have, or also Marcos if there's anything that we need to add. But I think that that would be it, to be very practical.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
No, I was just wondering, like, do you have a concrete action plan, like a timeline?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
1 second, just for me to confirm the date,
Mhm.
so that I don't say anything wrong. Let me
Yeah,
just.
if I'm not mistaken, the final deadline we have is the 14th of April to have the content.
Okay.
To
The
be,
content.
yeah. So we need to produce content enough to have something to work on, and then we can shape if there's anything that should be taken off or something to
Yes.
be added or something.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. So what we can do is I am opening calendar right now so that we can create our own timeline and agree. Sorry, and agree in a timeline between ourselves. So I think it would be very interesting for us to have a call next week, and then we can follow up on where do we stand. And next week, I think we can already design like, okay, I really got interested and identified myself doing this blog of the year principles, or of whatever of the content that I will be sharing with you. I think it's relevant for us to include this in a subchapter because I saw it in the compendium of another entity or anything like that. And then by the 14th, which is a Friday, so just before Easter, which I know that most of you, I don't know if you have plans for the Easter break, but maybe we can divide it like that as a long term. Lynn, you're doing a face like if you do, you have a plan. I know you have a plan.
But it's a big problem because I'm leaving for China on Monday, and I'll be back on the
Oh my God, it's true.
15th of February. So I have no clue about
2000.
internet connection, or I don't know.
I know.
Good to know
okay,
that you're
so-
going to China, but yeah, it's important for us to know how it's gonna be because I was exactly thinking. We have about 3 weeks. I think 3 touch points would be maybe the minimum. Like one first point maybe this week to guide if we are going the right direction. But I think if we work fast, because we have all the examples of your principles, we don't need to create everything from scratch.
Yeah, indeed.
So
yeah. So what we can do, Lynn, like we can have a touch point like when you're going to China on Monday. You're going on the 3rd, right?
Yeah.
So maybe before the 3rd, you can like get back to me on what your thoughts and your perspectives and your impressions, and then you can already like have this first days of like getting to used to the new country, the new city, connection. Where am I? All of those things. I know that they have good connection, but I know that I heard that it is a little bit limited for video calls or some things like that. So we might have to do it via Facebook. Again, I am assuming stuff that people told me, so you can tell us better.
Okay.
And then we can always meet like in these small touch points. And if we all divide it equally, it wouldn't be a lot for you, especially since you're arriving to the country. So I really don't want to overwhelm you. I'm gonna
No,
miss
it's
you.
okay.
I'm gonna miss you so much. But But I'm sending you all of the positive vibes for you to
Thank
enjoy the
you.
most. I know you worked a lot for that.
Yeah.
So what we can do. So for Lynn, you're a special case. So you can send me that before your flight and everything during this
Okay.
weekend. I'll be during the conference, but I'll reply to you as soon as I get back to Brussels, which is on Monday, 7 a.m. So
Okay.
I'll get back to you probably when you're flying.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to know with we can meet on Thursday. Thursday, is that okay for you, boys?
It's okay. Wait a minute.
It's okay. And then, Lynn, if you see that you can have a decent connection or uh, time zone, man. How many hours is difference?
7, I guess.
Let me see on the 7. Okay. So we can see if it's possible for you to participate, or if not, we can have this quick touch points, and I can send it via email. And then you get back to me and also let me know, like, if you think that it's too difficult, we can try to find a way to balance it so that you can contribute. Because I think that you have so much input that it would be so valuable. And then we can try to align ourselves.
Yes, of course, of course. It's not a problem. I just want to make sure that you know that I'm not in Belgium and yeah, that I probably cannot join the conversations. But of course, I try to do my best to contribute and participate.
Awesome.
It's Thursday 6.
Yes. Is that
It's
okay
okay.
for you?
It's okay.
Cool. What hour do you prefer the most? I proposed on the evening because I really thought that that would be the best hour. But if it's during the day, to be honest, I wouldn't mind. I would even prefer. But what time is best for you?
Oh, on the evening, it's okay.
Okay.
How
And
it works
Lynn,
for lunchtime for you guys? Yeah. Because, for
I'm
example,
sorry.
for Lean, 7 hours would be like the end of the day. Might be possible.
I'm sorry, what?
Because, like, if it's 7 hours difference for China, it would be in the evening, early in the evening for her. So I think she could participate if it's lunchtime here.
Wait 1 second. Let me see. Word time buddy to understand time zone for a second. Lynn, do you know what time? How do you say? Pauline is mostly available.
Pauline,
Yeah. Which city
um,
are you going to China, by the way?
sorry?
Which city are you going to China, by the way?
Beijing, Shanghai, and another one I can't remember.
Okay.
But Pauline, I think she's available during the day, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure about that. But she's quite flexible.
Okay. Let me check here because then, yeah, taking into consideration your time zone, we cannot do it in the evening on Brussels because if we do it in the evening, it's going to be super late for you.
Hmm.
So I would suggest, so during the day you're in classes, right?
Me?
Yeah. Just to know
Um,
like your schedule. I don't know if you know it as
I have
well.
no clue, but I know that we do company visits all day and meet people. But I don't know when the breaks are, or do we have a time off? I have no clue about schedule yet.
Okay. So I'll consider as if you would have an evening for yourself.
Okay.
So it could be like 8 or 9 p.m.
Hmm.
So then next week when you get there, when you get used to like they give you the schedule and blah blah blah, you also let us know if we need to change it. But I think that if we put it for 2 or 3 p.m., it would be 8 or 9 p.m. for you, which means that it would be doable
Yes, of course.
time zone wise.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me take notes of this. Ta-ta. Is that okay for you, Alois? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Pay me. Yeah, it's okay.
What?
3 p.m.
Yeah,
Okay, it's okay.
2 or 3 p.m. for the time zone for Ling.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so we keep it like this. I will also ask if Pauline will have any inputs for the hour. So what we can do is we can meet every Thursday, or next Thursday we can already define like, oh, we can do it. We can meet on Tuesday because the timeline is like very short. Yeah, actually, let me correct myself. We meet on Thursday 6th, and then we can meet again either on Monday 10th or Tuesday 11th, and then have the final touch point on probably Friday 14th,
Mhm.
so that we can like do the final sketch and blah 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 and send everything within the deadline. Is that okay?
Okay.
Cool. So I think that'll be all. We have already like a timeline created between ourselves. I'll send you all of the content, and you guys can let me know like any questions that you have or any suggestions of how can we be more effective or anything like that. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. So have a good night, and I'll send you a message on Sunday, Lynn, so that I can wish you a good trip.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Gabi, do you mind stay for 1 minute?
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah, I mind.
Bye, Luis.